Hey everybody, this is Robert again with HemingwayLand.com. We got a new property that we wanted to make you aware of. It's 5 acres in Torrance County, New Mexico. So if you go to our website, you type in HemingwayLand.com, it'll bring you to this page. And if you click on New Mexico listings, you'll see first of all that we're pretty much out of inventory in New Mexico. This is the first new acquisition we've made in a little while. We're actually doing a lot of buying in New Mexico right now, but this is the first property to go live. Anywho, if you scroll down the page to Torrance County, you'll see this property listed right here. It's a scooch under 5 acres, 4.9 acres for $48.50. And if you click on Learn More, it'll take you to this page. So the very first thing that we want to point out about this is that, as it says in the headline, mobile, modular, or tiny home friendly. As many of you know who are trying to buy land in the Southwest or really anywhere where you want to build some sort of off-grid encampment or tiny home situation, or even just park an RV, a lot of the county governments will place a lot of restrictions on this or make it very difficult to do. Torrance County is fairly laid back about this sort of thing. So that's one of the first benefits of the area. If you go down here and you scroll through the page, you'll see photos of the property. You'll also see basically all the information that we have on this land. We don't normally go out to these properties. What we do is we send photographers out to them. So everything contained on this website is what we know about the property. So let's first look at location. If you go to the GPS coordinates, latitude, longitude, and you click on them, they're hyperlinked, and they'll take you to the area on Google Maps where this property is located. It's right off Harrington Road here in McIntosh. The nearest town is McIntosh. And you'll notice it's only about 15 minutes from Interstate 40 and only about 40 minutes total from Albuquerque. So you can have your off-grid encampment here, and then when you get tired of being out in the sticks, you can go into town. You can go to see whatever concerts or nightlife, or go to bars, go to the balloon fiesta, etc. Albuquerque is only a short 40-minute drive away. In fact, here you'll see 39 miles to Albuquerque. We always like to give our buyers a sense of what the distance is, the driving distance to nearby locations. So Los Lunas is 43 miles, Santa Fe is about an hour, Taos about an hour and a half, let's say. Now let's get a sense of what this property looks like. We have a lot of photos of it. Usually we ask our photographers to make sure they take pictures of the road, so anybody who's going to build out here has a sense of how navigable it is, how easy it is to reach the property. You can see these are pretty well graded dirt roads in this area. Our guy who shot these photos told us that it's only within the last 3/10 of a mile that becomes necessary to either have a truck or off-road vehicle. So perhaps it will require some grading if you are to build out there. Now another great thing about this property that you'll see from some of these pictures is that there's fence. Is that there's fence out here. Why is this good? So there's cattle in the local area, and you, number one, want to build a fence to keep the cattle out, because the cattle doesn't know what their land is and what your land is. But the nice thing is that all your neighbors have already done that for you. So not only do you have a pre-made fence already built, but you won't have to hire a surveyor to learn the exact boundaries of your property. They'll be pretty well dictated by where the fencing is. So that's always nice. So normally we'll call the county planning and zoning. We'll ask them some questions about the property. And one of the things that we were told about this one is that it might be best to build a catchment system as opposed to digging a well, drilling a well out here, because there may be, quote, maybe, a higher alkali content in the groundwater. Now, what's nice to know is that Torrance County has something called the East Torrance Soil and Water Conservation District, which we link down here on the website. And if you click on this, it'll take you to a site where you can read more about this organization, which helps people who want to do something like build a catchment system or build green and alternative sources for having water on their property. How they help you is sometimes in the form of tax abatements, sometimes there's financial incentives, what have you. But you can contact these people and you can ask them more about that, about your plans to have a catchment system. And one thing we were told by Torrance County is that if you do have a catchment system, you'll want a tank that holds a minimum 1,500 gallons of water. And one of the reasons they tell you that is that the fire department will want that. In case something catches on fire out there, they'll have the proper amount of water to deal with the problem. Anyway, Finally, one of the best things about this property that we want to point out is the price. It's $48.50. Now, if you click Buy Now, this will take you to a secure website where you can purchase the property for $48.50. There's a $150 document preparation fee. And just explain what that is for a second. That's all of the county-specific documentation that transfers the land from our company to you. That's what costs $150 to write up. So basically, it's $5,000 for 5 acres, $1,000 an acre, and that's a pretty good deal. How good of a deal is that? Let's find out. So if you go to landandfarm.com and you type in Torrance County, New Mexico, you click search, what you'll see is we're the first property that comes up. Okay, whatever. But let's break this down by acres. Let's say a 5-acre property in this county, and let's search by price lowest first. What you'll see is we're not only the lowest 5-acre property, but we're the lowest 5-acre property by $3,000. Which is a fantastic savings for you, the buyer. So if you do need to grade a little bit on that Harrington Road, or if the county won't do it for you, if that's going to cost some money, that will, you'll save so much with the purchase of this property that will be very easy for you to do. We factor that into the purchase price, to the sales price of these properties. So that's quite the savings. And another thing to note is that if you are on our VIP buyers list, when we announced this property, we actually provided a $500 discount to any of our VIP buyers. So if you come back to our website and you click on buyers up here and you sign up for our VIP buyers list, maybe you don't want this property, but maybe you want to hear about more deals that we have in the future, if you just fill this out, then you'll be alerted. Every Friday that we announce properties, we send out a mass mailer to all of our VIP buyers, and that includes discount codes such as $500 off of, where is it? Hello. Off of this property down here. So always good to sign up for those discounts. So maybe you don't want this one, maybe you want to see what we have in the future. We don't spam people. We only send out emails once we have new properties, and they only go out once a week. They go out on Fridays. And they offer discounts that are good for about 96 hours. Which provides you, the potential buyer, the ability to do a lot of research on the property and even call around to the government offices on Monday morning to ask any planning and zoning questions that you might have, which is why we have planning and zoning's phone number down here, etc. Anyway, all right, thank you for watching the video. Feel free to follow us on Twitter at Hemingway Land and subscribe to our buyers list. All right, thanks again.